Connecting more Nebraskans to broadband internet is the focus of a series of town hall meetings being held across the state. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, as part of the introduction of the new Nebraska Broadband Availability Map, the Nebraska Broadband Office has been conducting a series of public meetings across the state, including one in Gering last week. The GIS map represents all served, underserved, and unserved broadband serviceable locations across the state. Director of the Nebraska Broadband Office, Patrick Haggerty, told KNEB News the meetings provide them with helpful input and comments as they work to make the broadband map as accurate and interactive as possible.
Our intent and our goal has been to create a simple map, a map that's accessed and navigated simply so that people can easily go in and retrieve the data they're looking for. So we're really looking for comments specifically towards that now, but then that'll spill over into what the program refers to as the challenge process, where folks can work with the local municipalities, nonprofits, and their internet service providers to submit challenges to the map.
According to data on the Nebraska Broadband Office's website, the state has access to more than $1.8 billion in funds to expand broadband. Haggerty said they are hoping to have the money and begin distributing the funds sometime in the second or third quarter of next year. Well, a Scottsbluff County Sheriff's deputy has been selected for one of the top honors a law enforcement officer in Nebraska can receive. Scottsbluff County Sheriff Mark Overman tells us that Deputy Anthony Osborne was named Officer of the Year by the Nebraska Sheriff's Association. The nomination letter highlighted how Osborne was pivotal in helping save the life of the victim of the 2022 shooting in the parking lot of a Scottsbluff grocery store. Osborne has been a deputy in the Scottsbluff County Sheriff's Department since April of 2018 and was previously with the Kimball County Sheriff's Office, and he's a U.S. Army Iraq war veteran. Osborne received the award during a ceremony at the annual conference of the Nebraska Sheriff's Association and Police Officer Association of Nebraska in Kearney last week. Also during that meeting, Morrill County Sheriff Milo Cardenas was selected as the president of the Sheriff's Association for the next term. We'll have more news right after this.
The journey of a dream becoming reality. When we're young, a dream develops into a passion. That passion continues to manifest and grows as you do. It becomes all you want to do and all you want to be. It gives you direction. It drives you. Then your dream has become a reality. When that dream is ready to be reality, Platte Valley Bank will be with you every step of the way.
Benzel Pest Control has been the Wyoming and Nebraska area's most committed professional pest control company. We have 4 generations and nearly 50 years of experience serving Nebraska, Wyoming, and Colorado, as well as certified entomologists on staff. So whether you're dealing with spiders, wasps, rodents, or any other unwanted visitors, give Benzel Pest Control a call today for an estimate at 888-229-2128 or visit our website at benzelpestcontrol.com.
Welcome back. A bench warrant has been issued for a 45-year-old Minutair man charged with possession of a deadly weapon by a prohibited person and possession of a controlled substance. The move came after Corey Poorbear failed to appear in court for his September 20th preliminary hearing. On October 2nd, a signed warrant was issued for Poorbear's immediate arrest. Court records say authorities found a sword, knife, suspected meth, and pills during the March search of his home. Well, there will be no trial for a Scottsbluff man facing charges across several criminal cases in Scottsbluff County. Late last month in district court, 39-year-old William Dingess pleaded no contest to 3 Class 2 felonies of fentanyl distribution that stemmed from 3 controlled buys conducted by the Wing Drug Task Force in December. In exchange for his plea, all charges in a separate case that included possession with intent to distribute meth, 6 counts of possession of a controlled substance, and felon in possession of a firearm were dismissed. He faces up to 20 years on each of the 3 counts when he's back in court for sentencing on December 1st by District Judge Leo Dobrovolny. And an 18-year-old Scottsbluff man who is facing a variety of charges stemming from a May assault has pleaded no contest to amended charges. Cameron Rivera was facing charges including second-degree assault and use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony after reportedly using a metal pipe to strike his victim. Last month in district court, he was convicted on lesser charges of assault causing bodily injury to a person and criminal mischief. Sentencing in that case has been set for November 14th in Scottsbluff County District Court.
Better sleep and better health can be found at Western Sleep Medicine in Gering. Since 2006, Western Sleep Medicine has offered the lowest cost sleep testing either in their independent sleep laboratory or the privacy of your own home. You have control over your health care and your out-of-pocket cost. All insurance is accepted for a much lower cost than the regional option. If you need a sleep study, ask for Western Sleep Medicine. They've helped thousands of people over the years and want to help you. Western Sleep Medicine. Better sleep, better health.
Life is crazy. Pain is stressful. How can anybody concentrate with these busy schedules? Now you can. This is Ben Moravec coming to you from Hydrozen, a float therapy business right here in Scottsbluff. I'm here today to let you know we now have memberships for $49 monthly. You can guarantee yourself at least 1 float per month. You know how floating keeps your muscles relaxed, your joints relieved, and your brain clear to think? Now you can float at a reduced rate each month. Inquire today at hydrozenfloat.com or call us at 308-63-FLOAT. Hydrozen. Unplug and recharge.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
We always like to catch up with Extension Pipe Pathologist Tamara Jackson Zims. She says just because the combines are hitting the fields, that doesn't mean it's time to let your guard down when it comes to crop diseases. Stalk rot and crown rot are still an issue across many fields in the Cornhusker State. As such, producers may want to keep a close eye on conditions as they're going through their fields this harvest season.
This time of year is the time of year when we start to talk more about stalk rot diseases, for instance, and we are seeing some stalk rot development and we're seeing some crown rot. And so if they've watched, and even from the road, you can sometimes see some of those plants are starting to die off early. And so you don't know what the cause is until you get out and look around a little bit. And so you really need to carefully use your pocket knife and cut down through the stalk, or dig up the root ball and cut down through the crown. And that'll tell you whether or not you've got stalk rot or crown rot, is if you look where that decay is and the discoloration. The big impact of that, of course, at this time of year, we start to worry about lodging and cannibalization of the stalk. And so if you have fields that maybe have more than 10 or 15% of the plants are affected, I would think about harvesting those fields first, or maybe even early if it's bad. And you'll know if the stalk integrity is impacted because you can use the push test, and you'd want to do that on 100 or 200 plants in parts of the field. And again, over 10 or 15%, it might be worth your time to harvest those early before they fall.
And while it might be too late in the season to be treating tar spot, it is making an aggressive push in many areas of Nebraska. With that in mind, it would be a good idea to report any infected areas in order to give extension educators a better grasp on how this disease is progressing throughout the state.
You know, tar spot has probably been at the forefront of our disease concerns. And to this point, you know, it's still mainly in that eastern third of the state. It is still moving though, and you know, we've got these cooler conditions that might be favorable, and we want to identify it where it has moved further west. And so you can go to the Corn IPM Pipe site to see where the most current distribution has been confirmed. In Nebraska in general this year, disease overall has been pretty light for tar spot, but if it's ever been confirmed in your area, it will redevelop. And so what's happened here in the last couple of weeks is we have seen tar spot redevelop and begin to spread again. Folks who are in extreme southeast Nebraska and in that tri-state area with Kansas and Missouri have experienced severe tar spot this year, and many of those fields have been sprayed multiple times. So they, you know, the weather conditions were a little different. They had some wetter weather in that area that we didn't get in much of the rest of the state. That really impacts this disease. We know it'll also be favored by irrigation once tar spot moves into more heavily irrigated fields. And so if people see those black spots on leaves, especially on green leaves, and you need help identifying it, we'd really like to know where you're finding it so we can update our maps. And so we'd like to let people know where it's at so they'll know what to expect next year and future years. Eventually, it might mean people need to consider fungicide applications and work with their seed company agronomists to position hybrids maybe with better resistance packages for that disease.
Now, for any of your crop diseases you do detect, your local extension educator is always a great resource. You can also send samples in to the UNL Plant and Pest Diagnostic Clinic for testing.
Tri-City Stormwater presents Stormwater 101, an illicit discharge.
October is Renewal by Anderson's United Against Cancer campaign, and when Renewal offered to pay for employees' radon testing and mitigation, several Renewal team members found radon in their homes. Deb was one of them, and she always wondered how she got breast cancer. Radon causes cancer. It's linked to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's. Radon is a killer.
People don't know about radon. They don't know what a killer it is, and they don't know how cheap it is to have it tested.
From all of us at Renewal by Anderson, please get a radon test now. It could save your life.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you take advantage of every adventure. We know you have plans, goals, and dreams. Let us help you with them. Whether you are just starting the business you have always imagined or looking to grow your existing one, we have a business loan to fit your needs. Stop in and see us at Platte Valley Bank and let us help make your dreams a reality. You belong here. Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And finally tonight, the 2023 Girls Class B State Golf Championship wrapping up today at the Scottsbluff Country Club with a field of some of the best young golfers from across the state. Last month, the Scottsbluff City Council approved allocating $2,000 for the next 4 years to help fund the event, with money coming from the city's Community Programming Fund. Scottsbluff High School Activities Director Dave Hawksworth told the council that it is an extreme honor for Scottsbluff and Gering to be the host cities for a state championship.
We just enjoy putting it on. As you know, the last state championships that were hosted in western Nebraska were in the late 70s, and it was volleyball at WNCC. So it's kind of nice to host a Nebraska State Activities Association state event in our community.
Updates from the 2023 Girls Class B State Golf Championship can be found by going to the KNEB.com sports page. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. See you here next time.